Today we're going to talk about order of operations, and we're going to be using the acronym PEMDAS, where P stands for parentheses, E exponents, M multiplication, D division, A addition, and S subtraction. What we're going to start with is parentheses. Do everything in parentheses first, start with the innermost parentheses, and I should cross out that word, and ignore parentheses with only one number. Next we do exponents. Multiplication and division go together. Do multiplication and division as they occur from left to right. And addition and subtraction. Do addition and subtraction as they occur from left to right. Okay, so let's go with this expression. 15 minus 2 times 3 plus 1. Now here's our PEMDAS again. Remember, the multiplication and division go together and the addition and subtraction go together. So we have subtraction, multiplication, and addition. Well, the first of these in PEMDAS is multiplication, so we're going to do that. So 15 minus 2 times 3 gives you 6. So we have 15 minus 6 plus 1. 15 minus 6 is 9, plus 1 gives you 10. Now the reason I did the subtraction first was because I do addition and subtraction as they occur from left to right. 15 minus 6 was furthest to the left, so I did that. Then I did the addition. Let's do the next one. According to PEMDAS, the exponents would come first in this particular expression, so let's simplify 3 squared, which is 9. Write down everything else. The next thing that would come in PEMDAS is division, so 10 divided by 2 is 5. Again, we do addition and subtraction from left to right. Subtraction's furthest to the left, so we do 12 minus 9, which gives us 3, plus 5 gives us 8. Now, and I do want you to write these out step by step, just the way I'm doing them here. And then that way you're less likely to make an error. Next, here's PEMDAS that we're going to use for this problem, where the parentheses is where we start, but notice we've got 2 sets of parentheses. The innermost parentheses are where we begin. 3 minus 1.5 is 1.5. We'll write down everything else. This minus 2 is multiplying that 1.5, so we'll write that down. 4 is multiplying the bigger brackets. And now we've still got this set of parentheses. These brackets are parentheses. So inside we have exponents, subtraction, and multiplication. So let's do the exponents first. We have 9 minus 2 times... I'm going to put these in parentheses, actually, so we don't get that decimal mixed up with the multiplication symbol. So we're still inside those brackets. Now we have in these parentheses multiplication and subtraction. We do multiplication first. 2 times 1.5 gives us 3. So I'll bring down everything else. In the brackets, 9 minus 3 is 6. And so now the 4 is multiplying the brackets, so we're just going to say 4 times 6. 4 times 6, and the addition is what we have left. Now we do multiplication first, so 4 times 6 is 24. So we're left with 24 plus 24, which gives us 48. Alright, so let's move on. Evaluate each expression for the given value of x. So what we're going to do is substitute x equals 2 in 14 plus x squared divided by 4. So that gives us 14 plus 2 squared divided by 4. Use your order of operations. Exponents comes first. 2 squared is 4. So I've got 14 plus 4 divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 gives us 1, because we do our division before our addition. We get 14 plus 1, which gives us 15. Moving on. We have another substitution problem. X is 6 in this case. So let's substitute 6 for x. So we have 6 times 2 squared in parentheses divided by 2 plus 6 in parentheses. According to PEMDAS, we do parentheses first. Now we've got 2 sets, so let's do both of them. Okay, so we start with 6 times 2 squared. Well, the first thing we do in there is our exponents. 2 squared is 4. So we have 6 times 4, which results in 24 from that first set of parentheses. In the second set of parentheses, 2 plus 6 gives us 8. So you have 24 divided by 8, which gives us 3. Let's move on. We want to simplify each expression here. Whenever you have a fraction, do everything in the numerator first, then everything in the denominator, then simplify. So let's say do everything in numerator, then do everything in denominator. And then if you can divide, go ahead. If you can't, simplify is in reducing your fraction. So let's look at the numerator. We have addition and multiplication. 2 times negative 8 here. Do the multiplication first. I'm going to just write this up above. So we have 5. And 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Okay, so you can write that as just 5 minus 16 if you want. You can write it as 5 plus negative 16. It doesn't really matter. Well, 5 minus 16 gives you negative 11. So there's our numerator simplified. In the denominator, negative 2 to the third power gives you negative 8. So we have negative 11 over negative 8. And to simplify, the only thing we can really do is a negative divided by a negative is a positive. We can't reduce this any further, so we have positive 11/8. Going to the next one. Absolute value symbols should be treated like parentheses. So let's go ahead and do those first. We have absolute value of 4 minus 7. Well, that's the absolute value of negative 3, which gives us 3. We bring down that exponent because we're squaring what we got for absolute value. So we have 3 squared divided by negative 3. Well, 3 squared is 9. Because we do our exponents first, divided by negative 3 is negative 3. Moving on to a problem with square roots. We treat square roots like parentheses as well. So we're going to do everything in the square root first. Square root of 50 minus 1. So that's the square root of 49. Now that's being multiplied by 3. Square root of 49 is 7. And 3 times 7 gives us 21. All right, let's move on. Translate each word phrase into a numerical or algebraic expression. All right, so we want to do 1/2 times the difference of negative 5 and 3. Well, the difference of negative 5 and 3, that means negative 5 minus 3. And if we want to take half of that, we're going to have to take half of that entire expression. So we're going to need parentheses around it, and we're going to have to multiply it times 1/2. Now, I'm not asking you to simplify it, I'm just asking you to write the expression. The square root of the quotient of negative 12 and n. So we're going to take the square root. The quotient of negative 12 and n means negative 12 divided by n. So this is what that expression looks like. The sum of the quotient of 12 and negative 3 and the square root of 5. So we're going to take the sum of the quotient and the square root. So we know we're going to add. Now the quotient of 12 and negative 3 means 12 divided by negative 3. And we're going to add to it the square root of 25. The difference of y and the product of, I left something out here, the product of x and y over 2. So we'll slide that right in there. The difference of y and the product. So I'm going to say y minus the product of something. Okay, so it's subtracting the product of x and y over 2. So I'm going to, product means to multiply, so I'm going to say x times y over 2. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go any further. You don't have to simplify anything. All right? Now this next problem. A shop offers gift wrapping services at 3 price levels. The amount of money collected for wrapping gifts on a given day can be found using the expression 2b plus 4s plus 7d. On Friday, the shop wrapped 10 basic packages, B, 6 super packages, S, and 5 deluxe packages, D. Use the expression to find the amount of money collected for gift wrapping on Friday. And what I'd like you to do is before the next class, try this. Think about what we did in terms of substitution, and let's compare answers when we come back to class. Thank you very much for joining me.